Hello. Wait. There we go. Hello. Now, hello. There it goes. Hi. I mean, you'll just have to watch the rest of the episode to find out. Welcome in, everyone. No, that's good information, Al. I'm looking forward to the moment where I can put that to use in my everyday life. He's gonna get binned. Pocket that away. Welcome in, Mac, Al. Allie, thank you for the raid. Welcome in, Willow. Liari. I think that covers it. I hope you are all doing well. We're making a video game. We're making a video game for real. I got a very simple room for, I feel like this is like basically a filler room of just like long trains of mine carts. And the idea is you'll like, the exit will be up here somewhere. And like right around here, there'll be like a switch where you can change it from going one way to the other. Oh wait, that doesn't make any sense now that I think about it, because then like, how would you get on top of it? Oh yeah, Posey, come here. We gotta show you off. We got Posey a little something special. Posey, come here, Posey. Posey, come here. Come on. Wow, what a jump. Ta-da! Looking good, Posey. She's ready for the weekend. She is cozy. Yeah, I probably should. She does not. I think, sensory adaptation eventually kicks in. Out of this, Posey. There's someone in the household who's very insistent that Posey be wearing her sweater. I'm not gonna say who. Somebody. It's one of the little plastic things in there. I hate those. Hi. Yeah, see, at first I was like, of course it's got to be that way, but no, I think I need to reverse this so that you can, oh no, this is good, have it going left at first though, and then you flip the switch to make it go off to the right, and then you use this, and then you hit it again from up here to make it go this way, and then you jump across here, and then that'll be the exit of this room. But there will be like little enemies running around somehow, and maybe the minecart is... What you getting into? She'll never get it now. She'll never get it now. Oh, there we go. I'm back. Posey was chewing on some toys. So maybe I bring the front of this area up more so that you are kind of wedged back here where it's a little bit tighter and also limited visibility. You get these like little bits of gap where you can kind of like, oh, the enemy must be coming. So we'll put some enemies in here That'll be fun. You know, one over here, one back over here. And we'll limit the camera pan so that we don't get this mess. But yeah, then that'll be fine. I think that works. Bow. Yeah. All right. So this room is, I mean, it feels a little bit filler, but I think it'll be fine. I want to make it so that you can't escape. Left wall, right wall, bring those down. And we'll do some camera control shenanigans. For like a max and min on the camera distance. And then put a big old barrier. With a CSG box, everybody's favorite. Make it solid. There you go. Make it invisible. Done. Invisible, solid, perfect. Let's make sure that you can't actually squeeze in front of that. Oh, that's a problem. Right. So I need these top level ones to move a little bit over so that the 0-0 location is actually on land. Okay, so now I'm here. I can't get through it. Yeah, there's no way to squeeze past. You can follow it. Actually, probably the safest strategy. There you go. Cool. And then some camera boundaries. Any of those I can copy? Not here. But here, I probably do have... Yeah, camera boundaries. A minimum over here-ish. We'll think about it. I don't really mind that. Oops, see, that's way too close there. Good to know. We need to bring that out a good further 1.5-ish. Yeah, maybe another 1. Make it 2. There we go. Okay, so yep, that looks good. And that looks fine. All right, cool. That's great. Camera on this area looks fine-rific. I'll probably make a little shortcut area here. And this might be the one that we make the dig zone. Thank you for the follow. All follows are anonymous. We're going to have like the alternate path around here. Maybe right here. That you can dig through using the partner ability once we make a partner that is not a placeholder. And this will be the regular exit up here. Do we want to keep going? Always watching. Do we want to keep going on this room or mess with some other stuff? Let's just keep going. We got a little bit of momentum here. Sure. This had a great... Yeah, this... I want to copy this. So we need to exit and then the frame around here. Oh, nice! Understandable. If you're a friend of Theron's, this is way late for you. Well, excellent. Well, I'll be hard at work on a wonderful game for the next several years, and then you'll be able to play it. It's gonna be good. A mere 1 a.m. Okay, so we're gonna have here the gate, the gateway. This is true. This is true. You know what? I feel ya. I feel ya. Times change, I suppose. Have a good evening, and thank you for coming in. Always a pleasure. That looks weird. What's going on with the geometry there? I guess I don't care that much. But I do want to have this working better. We're gonna do something silly here. There. Duplicate. Duplicate. And let's add a CSG box. Our old pal. And then make this material the just pure black, non-reflective texture. Oh, it's peeking through. I can still peek through. Oh, I've got the texture flipped around, don't I? On both of these. Classic. It's one-sided. That's probably going to be a problem unless I pull this back a bit. I need to fix the barrier. Be able to come in. Posey just did like a 3-foot vertical leap.
The barrier is down, we got a runner.
So we just surround Hovercat's desk with like overturned chairs, footstools, and we just make a wall around Hovercat's desk so that she can eat her dry cereal in peace throughout the night. And yeah, Posey just gracefully just into the she's eyeing it again. She's eyeing it. No, I'm watching you. No, we're good. We're good. She cannot be contained. Okay, that looks fine. And also I'm gonna repeat this. And bump it up here. And then this is also going to get repeated here. Except without this. What is up with this? Why is there like just a big block of oh, I know why there's a big block of geometry missing. No, I don't actually. That shouldn't be missing. What is that? What is it? Are we good? What material is that? Posey, is that you? Posey, are you okay? Wow, Posey. See, then you get a little bit leftover bits of stuff. Okay, I don't know about this. I can hide it pretty well if I just extend these out more. That'll do fine. Good enough. Good enough for what we're doing here. I think she found some cheese tonight at the dinner table. See, this just gets yeah, there's some definitely seeing some weird stuff. Oh, I see what that's about. That is this mesh. Cheese grommets. Wensleydale. It was obtained through some unknown means. Ow. Okay, that's probably fine. It's like the decal might help, but it might just make things look really messy. Okay. So the thing I want to change on this is this track here. I need to change it so the default is left. There we go. You can see the track is showing left now. All right, cool. And then over here is probably where we're gonna wind up putting the exit back to the main area. Just like that. Barrier. Show me the barrier again. Duplicate this. Put it in the barrier. Allow passage through this zone. Boom. Done. You may hide the barrier. There we go. So now you can't fall off the front. You can only go through the back. these already have invisible walls built into this scene, this little sub-scene for the minecarts. So that's fine. Oh, texture's a little bit wonky there. There we go. That's your exit. So you're gonna enter over here, be like, okay, I'll go this way. So this should introduce the fact that, hey, this has spikes on it. It is to be avoided. It'll introduce, hey, you can switch minecart tracks, and it'll introduce, what can you do with that? Hey, I wonder if I'm supposed to jump on it. And then you'll jump on it. And then you'll switch it from up there, and then you'll get across, and there we go. That is the entire area for this little scene. Any optional treasures that we could throw in here? Nothing great. Maybe. Okay, so maybe. I'm just gonna try this just to see if it's a possibility. We're not gonna do anything with it tonight, but maybe. Could I get, if I time it really well? Oh, you can't fight the. Oh wait, you could jump. You could maybe get to up here, like something that's up high on this side, but I think that's a bit much. Yeah. Why aren't the minecarts making noises? Or are they, and I just can't hear them? They might be making noise and I can't hear them. No. Where are the minecart noises? Right. Pause scene. Minecarts. Cart spawner. Minecart. It has no audio attached to it. Is it supposed to? Got an object called SFX. And what does that do? Create cart. It's supposed to create a new audio stream player. And it's supposed to add it to the cart when we do create cart. Is that not happening? It's happening on this scene. But not this scene. Which means sound effect is null on this scene somehow. Oh, I did leave this. Okay, yeah. It's supposed to be a creaky wheel. I just left it blank on all of these. Bloop. There we go. I guess I don't need the sound effects on all 6 of these. Let's actually clear it on half of them just to reduce the amount of audio files playing at once. That's fine. Okay, cool. Looks good to me. And then this way will lead probably to this room here, where it gets a little bit more complex with what you gotta do. More stuff gets involved. All right, next up, new special move, I think. I think we're gonna do the new special move. So, making some considerations. I still want to do a match game. I definitely still want to do a match game. But I want to change it a bit. Previously, the gimmick was going to be that it's a match game and your reward for correct guesses is some kind of it's a pool of like ultra powerful items that can do things that you normally can't do with the moveset you would have, that kind of stuff. However, the more I thought about it, the more costly the move felt. Not only do you have to pay the special move cost and spend a turn doing that move, you would also have to spend a turn using each of these items that you get from the minigame. And so I thought instead, so that we don't step on the toes of the special move that already does damage or the one that already does healing, let's do a special move that inflicts a variety of negative status effects on the enemy team. But let's balance it a bit. So what I'm going to do is have a match game, and each pair of matches will be represented by a status effect, such as like poison, sleep, stop even, I guess. Maybe not stop and sleep. Ideally things that would stack, but not necessarily. It's not huge if they don't. Sleep and stop don't stack well. Because I mean, if you've got one turn of stop and one turn of sleep, both of those equate to you miss your turn. So it doesn't help you really to get both of those. But anyway, get multiples of these. If you get two of the same status effect earned, it will just increase the duration, the potency. Maybe. What does stop do with potency? Does it use potency at all? No, it's just, you just can't do anything. Now haste, potency does matter. But yeah, with stop, I mean, yeah, it's skip a turn for X number of turns. Now sleep is different, and I like sleep. Because the idea is that the potency controls how much damage you can deal without waking up the character. Let's see, it's damage instances. If any of the damage instances can wake you up, then they will reduce the potency by 1. Oh, and then freeze is the different one, right? Yeah. So sleep, every time you take damage, it reduces the potency of sleep by 1, and if it reaches 0, you wake up. So it's like if you have sleep level 1, any damage will wake you up. If you have sleep level 2, you have to take damage 2 times to wake up. Or you could just wait it out for the turn. So there's a little bit of strategy. It's like if your enemy is asleep for a long time, but with sleep level 1, then you got to plan out what is the one move I'm going to hit him with. I think that's fun and interesting. Freeze is similar, but freeze is you can hit them as many times as you want, but no damage can exceed the potency. So if they have freeze level 1, then 1 point damage will not wake them or will not melt the ice. But a single 2-pointer will. So you could hit them for 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, and they'd still be stuck in the ice. But once you hit the ice too hard, it shatters. But if it's like ice level 3, oh, well, now you can lay down a lot of damage for the duration that they're frozen. We'll eventually add something about melting with fire damage once there's like elemental damage involved, because you gotta have that. But all this to say, I think an enemy with that starts asleep would be really fun. Because then you have to really strategize. You're like, ooh, I don't want to use this area of effect attack because that's gonna wake these guys up. Okay, I need to do precise attacks here. Like they start with like 3 turns of sleep, level 1 or something. And so you're like trying to plan out. Oh man, this is the 1. I mean the 9. So yeah, the match game will give you the ability to inflict stop, defense down, poison, power down. We don't have that yet. That's an easy one to do. I don't know what else. But like a handful of status effects available. So once you've gathered all these status effects, it's not going to be coin flip based. That's tricky. So the status effects typically, the coin flip is important because of resistance. If an enemy is impossible to inflict X on, they'll just have a very high resistance to it. So I don't want to bypass that. Maybe it'll be like simulated coin flips, but it's always guaranteed heads, so that resistance will still apply. So we'll still let resistance apply here. So you can still inflict stop on a boss, for instance, but you'll have to land the action command pretty well. The action command is going to be a match game. Similar to the Yoshi's Island end of level bonus game. You know, there was a handful of those little bonus games, like 6 of them. So we're gonna make one of those. Action commands. So this is action commands. So it's breakout special? No. Is it recovery special? No. It's gonna be a new one called match special. And it's gonna be great. Can I run breakout special on its own? I don't think so. I think it requires some things that you don't have access to. I just don't remember what. Battle manager stuff. Yeah, get parent, get parent. But well, it's fine. Oh yeah, and I run these all in a sub viewport. Oh, Posey. Something. Unless you're, I don't know, are you eating some weird stuff over there? Or dry cereal? Okay, yeah, that's her. It's on your desk somewhere. Because I used it to measure Posey. Oh, it's like ripe fruit. Oh, man. Oh, I heard her earlier during dinner. Or no, it was right after dinner. Everybody else was in other rooms, and she just like sat down next to the table, just sitting there, looking around, and there was a long rising note from Posey, heralding things to come. She's smiling on the inside. All right, match special. Here we go. What do I actually want? Like, the card is going to be pretty easy. It's just going to be a status effect icon on the back of, like, a card. Doesn't matter. But, like, are the cards going to move and you have to actually hit them? Because then it's tricky, because it's like, oh, which one's which? Like, I could have them, like, orbiting in a figure 8 pattern and you actually have to aim and hit. Because then it's like they're being slowly shuffled. I guess I do want to show the cards first to make it more likely. Like, I'll do one loop really quickly that shows you what all the cards are. It'll like flip, 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 flip. Like a little, like a block snake effect of like it flips and then it's unflipping while it's still flipping, and then after all cards have flipped and unflipped, then your cursor appears and good luck. I think I like that. Maybe I'll put them on little circular targets. Like give a little red and white target to hit. I like that idea. So that it indicates like you're hitting this. Then it'll I don't know, spin around. How many misses are you allowed though? And how much is this going to cost? I think being able to use stop is pretty big. That needs to be 2 at least. 2 sounds reasonable. If we're balancing this towards like 1,000-Year Door style, 2 gear power is probably about right. Because this isn't just stop. This also is doing poison and all this other stuff that's going to make it easier to deal damage. What if it's the potency and the turn count? That would be something. Oh, and another thing. Once you stacked up this list of status effects that you're going to deal out, it's going to randomly distribute them amongst the enemies. So if you are up against one boss, for instance, then it's pretty good at targeting, but it's not going to be a one-hit kill for a whole team of enemies because it's going to distribute the effects. That is good reason to have sleep and stop available. Although a good reason not to have sleep available is that sleep is a status effect you can already inflict with the right item at this point in the game. So, now I need my sweater again. Back and forth. There we go. Did you guys know there's going to be a bonus stream in about 1 week? There's also going to be a different thing going on Tuesday the 27th. But it's not happening on this channel, but there will be more details later. All right, so not breakout special. Delete, 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 delete. You're gonna miss the bonus stream. Don't worry, there'll be other stream that you can attend that's not me streaming. That'll still be a cool stream. Yeah, everybody's gonna have work, but mostly I just want to have some dedicated time to play with 2D stuff because I have a lot of 2D projects that I want to do at some point, but I've really not sat down and really messed around with 2D Godot. I mean, like, I'm doing a few things, like, within little sub-nodes here. Superpowers. 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 See, would this work if I just said get node or null and then said if camera service? Does that allow me to play this minigame without the battle manager? No, because Battle Manager doesn't exist. So I also need to say if Battle Manager, then all of this stuff. I can't see it. I can't see it at all. Because there's no camera. Because you see, I could probably temporarily add a camera 3D. It could even be perspective, and that'd be fine. Who's gonna stop me? Okay, does that work? Or do I need light? No, that's fine. Nisk. What game? Oh, jeez. I need to put a minimum speed on this or something. Oh, the... What was it called? I don't actually remember. I like that this minigame is uncertain on how well you're gonna do. Like that, I think that's good with these special moves. It is called Misc, okay. Like miscellaneous, right? All right. I need to move this. I need to change this from a sub viewport, but then back to a sub viewport, don't I? What are you? No, that's the board back. Sub viewport sprite. This is the one that is the sub viewport. So I need to change this to, or can I just look in 2D? No, I can't look in 2D at it because it's a sub viewport. So I need to change it to a node 2D just so I can see this. Also, this needs to be changed to this. And now we begin the arduous task of deleting all this stuff. There is no catcher. Nothing to grab here. No ball. No wall. No area. These do exist, though. Yeah, get rid of all this stuff. Do I want sound effect? I will want sound effects, but not these. We will have a ready function. There will be some kind of setup. We're not going to do physics processing. We're going to do regular process. Cool. Great. Looks good. Looks good. Bum, bum, bum. Okay, status effect directory. So we need to grab which status effects will be here. Status effects equals. So this is also going to control the number of cards on the match board. So we want poison. We want stop. We want defense down. We probably want 2 poisons, 2 stops. Defense down. There's no power down. What else did I specify in here? I made some plans for the minecart minigame. For programming that. That's gonna be fun. Stop poison defense down. Confusion. Oh, explosive. Explosive. This is going to be a new status effect that we need. I'm not 100% sold on the name, but I think it's a good status effect that will work well in the game. So explosive, the status effect, is going to be defined as if the character is knocked out while that status effect is active, then all other entities on that team take potency damage. So if you've got level 3 explosion cast on an enemy and you manage to take the enemy out while it still has the effect, then the remaining entities will take 3 damage. And that can chain, I think, would make sense. It's gonna be a tricky one, but I think it's a fun idea. It's simple enough. Simple enough and could be really interesting on battles. I don't know if it makes sense for this particular one, but I guess we do need, like, what's the shortcut? There it is. Power down, like offense down, right? Oh, what color is reduced attack? It's gotta be kind of a wimpy color. There we go. That's a pretty wimpy looking color. I mean, it seems like for that what you would want to do is like a broken sword, right? Broken sword makes sense. Yeah. So basically the same general thing here, but there we go. Okay. And then we need explosive, which I feel like that's going to be a bright orange. Bright orange status effect. I don't know if this one will make sense. Should it be that you? Okay, not for this special move, but should there be a status effect where the enemy team takes damage when you destroy it? I feel like that should be. Like it's a friendly fire versus revenge damage. Maybe that one can just be called revenge. And it doesn't have to be bomb themed. So let's have explosive for damaging your own team. That looks like a pumpkin. Circle. Nice smooth circle. Well, the problem is, how do I fit the fuse on there? That's, well, I can just do this. That's a bomb, right? That's basically a bomb. And then revenge. So, Thousand Year Door represented counterattack with something like this. Like a arrow bouncing back. 6. Which honestly that works pretty well. I could see it do that with like a mirror. Haha, it's the same. More cat more, cat less, I think. Oh, because that's under rewards. It's under rewards because it's, yeah. Because it costs. Okay, there we go. Some more status effect icons. Well, see, these are really thick, and these are not. I need to thicken these up. Great.
The wheel of fate is a fickle mistress.
Wonderful. Okay, that should be fine. Okay, cool. Status effects.png. That is in UI stuff. Double Toes art. UI status effects. Pull over the new. All right, so now we need to go to the directory and create our new status effects. Specifically, power down. Pretty straightforward. Good try. Good try. Let's see here. So in status effect, power up is considered index 12. 10, 11, 12. So this would be 20 for the art. We'll need to make our own sound for it. Is positive? No. Tick at turn end. I don't think so. The hover cat. Ooh, this is gonna be tricky. Can power ever go below? I don't think power should ever go below 0, right? No, I guess it can. Final damage amount. And then final damage amount gets capped somewhere. Ooh, yeah, what if final damage... Oh, here it is. If final damage amount... No, that's if diminishing. Where do I check for final damage amount less than 0? Do I not? Ooh, I don't. Because, yeah, defense could reduce it. below 0. There we go. Cap it at 0. Okay, so now defense down, or power down works. We need our sound effect. I happen to have the beatboxes saved for just such an emergency. So here's power up. Power up is... So we're going to take that, and we're going to slow it down, and we're going to reverse it. And let's just do it this way. Instead of slowing it down, just do that. Oops. Oh, wait, no, I need it to reverse. There we go. Power down, MP3. Sound effect, status effects. Power down. So there should be a power up status effect. Yep, there it is. Add power down to this. Power down. Done. Make sure it reverses properly and doesn't weaken them further. All right, there's one new status effect done in the bank. Explosive. This is a good one for. I guess this could be interesting. It'll mean a little bit of programming here. Huh. On take damage instance. Oh, I love Harvest Moon 64. But it ends in a 64. I need like an on-killed. That's going to be in the Battle Manager. No, it's going to be Battle Actions, isn't it? Dead. Remove on death. Okay, it's going to be Battle Actions. Pokemon Blue was definitely not on the Nintendo 64. Q-Hurt Actions. Is dead. I want is dead equals true. Where's that kid set? Right here. Pokemon Snap. There you go. Okay, so it's right here. Uh, 474. Status effects. There we go. Get property for all. No, it's like run. Run function for all effects. There it is. I'm glad I made this function. on dead. Do I need the damage data? I don't think so. Do I need the source? What is source? No, I need to pass the unit. And then I don't think I need any other parameters. So now, right there, any effect that has an on dead effect can be set up to work with that. Explosive. Friendly fire on KO. I think that's like if you gotta like really work in an explanation in the quickest possible way, that might be the way to do it. Don't know what the sound is. Does it use potency? Yes. Is it positive? No. Actor effect to draw. No changes for that. Yeah, that's unnecessary. But it's gonna have an on dead function. Now, how does on dead work for like freeze has an on take damage? Here we go. So you pass in the effect, right? That doesn't feel right. This takes the unit, but this takes the source. Oh, on take damage instance takes the effect. What else does this get used on? On before it's usually taking the unit. Oh, I see. Yeah, that makes sense. So status effect directory run for all takes the unit. Yeah. But then it passes the param list. What does it pass in? The status effect instance. Status effect, yeah, the existing status effect into the parameter list. Okay, yeah, so it's gonna pass in the status effect. The secret category is DOBSWorks. That's the one. Pokemon Snap was a good concept. I don't know how the new one played out. I don't know if that turned out to be any good. Okay, so from the effect, I can get the unit. I think it's unit.side. Yeah, side is a list of battle units. Filter that. To not include itself. And what we will do is now queue her actions. Yeah, and it was like one of the first times you got to interact with Pokemon in 3D, which that was huge. I was like, whoa, Pokemon. It's like I can reach out and touch him. Yeah. Feeding them, throwing balls at them. It's great. I love any game that just lets me throw things at wild animals. Okay, so we can just queue hurt. Here we go. This is just like poison. Just like poison. I want queue hurt actions multi. Targeting the units here. Amount will equal the potency, and it's unblockable. It's piercing, it's flat damage. It's not stealthy. It can wake you up. Poison is stealthy damage. Poison will not wake you up. Potency is not described because we need potency. Okay, hold on. Okay, that's what okay, yeah, there we go. Done. Explosive as a soundbite. What does it sound like when you become explosive? What does it sound like when you become explosive? Day, thank you for the lizard party. Synth kick. Didn't work. You okay? Oh man. That's not the sound of it coming. There you go. That's the ticket. Goblins. Goblins is the sound. No, that's not the sound of becoming explosive. What you need? Yes, absolutely. Ocarina of Time is an outlier and should not have been counted. Al, have you considered Quest 64? Day says hello. She didn't hear me. Day says hello. Hovercat says hello, Day. Well, she said hi, Day. You get the idea. Breath noise. Oh, woodblock. Woodblock. I changed to 8 here. Sure. That's explosive. Open folder. Add. Add to here. Explosive. Perfect. Done. Knit Posey a sweater. Perfect. All right. Explosive. Ooh, some of the cards can be like X2. I've never played a Crash Bandicoot. My video gaming does not really get anywhere close to Crash Bandicoot. I'm sure you could do like a 6 degrees of Crash Bandicoot. And there's plenty of games I played that feature characters that have been in games with Crash Bandicoot. But all right, there we go. There's explosive. Yeah, let's make these little nested things. Effect. Molt. 2. Is that how we want to do this? Something like that? What does an X2 get you? Does it just count as a double potency or something? Or is it longer lasting? No, I think it just counts as 2. It just counts as 2 instances. That's it. It just counts as 2 instances. So it's a special card. It doesn't affect the actual status effect. And that lets us put explosive on a single, put a double explosive on a single entity to make it like a prime target. And I'm gonna say these last for 2 turns. Oh geez, that's pretty good then. Because if you land a full hit on this, that's 6 poison damage, and it's not attacking, and its defense is down. That feels like a lot. Bless you. That feels like a heck of a lot going on. So like, okay, 1,000-Year Door, the 3rd special move gives you a very high chance of getting the action command off, and it just does stop. But bosses can resist stop, and typically will. And so what you wind up with is like a 70% chance or 60% chance of stopping them if you're using it. You're never really blowing that move on anything other than boss encounters anyway. At least I rarely did. I could have like a large pool of things you could get. But yeah, if I say that everything lasts for 2 turns, that's quite a bit. So maybe this doesn't affect potency. It affects number of turns. Like the number of cards affects the number of turns. So it's going to add up all of the things you get, and it's going to distribute those as turns of guaranteed status effect. That makes poison a little bit less crazy. Potent Posey. She is potent tonight. It's true. It's true. So we'll do a total of 3 poison on the board across 2 cards. So there's going to be one that like, ooh, I want that one. Explosive is going to be limited to 2 to make it actually worthwhile. Because like if you land that on a... It makes the move more viable for large crowds. Because if you land the explosive on an enemy that's pretty low health, then ooh, you can actually do a lot of damage at once if you can take him out in... I'm gonna say this lasts for 1 turn. No. We're sticking with it. Well, that's a problem on explosive then, is that you just get multiple potency of 2. Affected enemy gets a hat. I like it. That's the kind... I had a dumb idea for a game, and it was on the tail end of working on Hovercat Kitchen Simulator. Because I think at the time I was still a little bit fresh from Slay the Spire, which has so many things handled by kind of like signals in the game. Like when turn start, then this relic causes this to happen. And I was like, this is almost like how status effects sort of work in this game, in which it's like, when you take damage, this thing happens. And so I had this dumb idea for a game where it was like just hundreds and hundreds of status effects that do minor things. But the actual gameplay loop is it's something super simple. But it's like everything can be affected by status effects, and you can keep picking up status effects, and then those statuses can affect how often you get other status effects. It was all this really like, the joke was how ridiculously nitty-gritty the status effects were. I think there was a not narrow window, but not wide open window where TF2 was really, really good to play. It had lots of people playing it, and everyone kind of enjoyed it. TF2 enjoyed a significantly longer window of time where it wasn't dominated by people who have been playing the game for 20 years. Because I feel like that's a problem in a lot of multiplayer games, and that might just be a side effect of gaming becoming a just more and more common hobby. Like, popular games just get a ton of people, and a significant number of those people are going to get really, really good. But you compare that to like console gaming in the late 90s and early 2000s when you're playing like Smash Melee with your buddies. It's like maybe one guy's like really good at the game and everybody knows about it, but for the most part it's fairly even playing field. I think TF2, it got away with it for a long time of like, no, it's like, this feels, I guess it's because of the big team sizes. And they're not big by modern standards, I guess. But like, the default game was like 10v10. And then I think Vanilla Max was 12v12. Is that how it was? Maybe it was just 12v12 was the max at first. For non-community games. And so one bad player wouldn't really drag the whole team down. You could still find a way to help and feel like you were making an impact. But you never felt this idea of like, oh gosh, everybody needs me to pull this off. So it was a lot lower pressure and felt really fun and casual. I think it was really fun. So somehow... should always be double potency. Maybe just a special rule. Just a special rule. And then instead of mults, we'll say turns. Or duration. So minimum 2 turns. You got 2 turns to pull off that kill on the explosive enemy, which is nice. StarCraft 2. I never really got into the multiplayer of those RTS games. I enjoyed the single-player campaign for Warcraft 2, I remember. But I didn't have StarCraft. I tried it much later, and I could not. There were so many buildings, and they all looked very similar for some of the factions. I was like, I don't know what this one does. Help. Yeah. RTS, good genre. Good genre. More, please. All right, so 2 separate duration 1 stops. StarCraft 2 is when you got good at games. I never got good at games. We'll say there's a 2-turn defense down in the mix. Is that enough cards? Are these the cards that we've got? Stop, poison, explosive, defense down. Are there any other status effects we want to put in the mix here that you can throw on an enemy? Like we could put sleep in there. That wouldn't be bad. Just that's effectively stop with a caveat. Maybe we can put it in here, but it's a 3-turn duration. But we'll pull from this pool. So when you run this move, there's a chance that there's only 1 stop. Maybe that's the gimmick here, is that like, there might not be 2. Maybe there should always be 2, and then the other ones we pull from a pool. Or maybe we just always use all of them. I don't know. Let's just figure it out. Just figure it out. Match special. Yeah, here we go. Yeah. I just enjoyed the feeling of upgrading things. I think that's what really tickled my brain in Warcraft 2. I just really liked upgrading buildings and like saving up to +2 strength for all of my knights. Oh, that sounds lovely. Yeah. I didn't play 3. My PC gaming was very limited growing up. Like, getting out of the DOS days, discounting that. It was Warcraft 2, Roller Coaster Tycoon, SimCity 3000. That was pretty much it. Is there anything else? And then eventually Guild Wars. That was like, I bought that one myself, because I'm an enterprising young man now. Okay, let's leave these for now, just because they make it easier for me to visualize what the board looks like. Okay, so what does a card look like? I guess we'll put it on a path. Okay. Let's put it on a path. A 2D path. Ooh, I've never done a 2D. I've never done a 2D path. Really? Never done a 2D path. Never watched an episode of Star Trek. I never sat down with the intention of watching an episode of Star Trek. It was just on sometimes. Be like, okay, I'll watch this, sure. Okay, is this about right for what we want to do? And then back to 0, 0, but... Oops. This, and we're gonna do figure 8. I guess there needs to be a bomb in here that's like a instant lose. Out 200, nope, negative 200 and negative 200. There we go. There's our figure 8. That's the path upon which all these pieces will be floating around. Yeah, odd number is good because then you don't get an overlap in the center. Everything's kind of like shuffling through the middle, which is good. That's what we want. Okay, so then we do... I guess I would like these to be generated, or maybe no, not duplicated, because that can get you some problems. But we can make one for now. Path follow, loop, yes, just like that, just like that. Perfect. Yep, and it just loop and loop and loop and loop. Rotates will be off. It will not rotate. And within that will be a sprite 2D. No, a node 2D called match target. I need some kind of icon to represent, haha, you didn't get a good one. Like in the Yoshi's Island minigames, it was always the Kamek face. Something like that. Let's see. I guess we'll just throw it on a circle. I've got a really nice little circle sprite we can use. Because we can set the albedo on that. Oh, it should have a little gear. It should be a little gear, shouldn't it? What do we got? What do we got? Gear, PNG. This one? That could be it. That seems fine. Maybe an outline as well. Transform. Scale it up. There we go. Just a very gentle little outline. And then also, on top of all this, we have to put in the status effect icon. Which is this with a region. Huh, so much for that do not rotate business. Right? How is this path follow not rotate? I guess it takes the rotation of 0, maybe? Okay, that's fine. Enable stats effect region. Poison is going to be our default for now. Just while we're getting the scale of everything figured out. Just like that. There we go. That looks great. Okay, well this is not going to fit 14, is it? This is not going to fit 14. Oh, and each of these needs to do like be able to like rotate around. Or maybe just like spin in place or something. We'll figure it out. All right, so let's look at this in 3D. Oh, right. Not gonna work, is it? Because we need to convert this to a sub viewport, and now I can't see it anymore. That's so cool. Huh. Oh, because of the size. Okay. What is the size of the sub viewport here? 900. Okay. So if I change this to 900, 600, then we get roughly the right setup. Transparent background. Okay. Ta-da. There it is. Path follow. This is going to be our... Can you duplicate this? I saw some really weird behavior when I did a dot duplicate call, and I don't know what happened. I don't know what it was. It's fine though. So let's just see what happens when we do this. First off, run it. Make sure it actually runs before we start messing with code. Failed immediately. Why breakout special code? Why do breakout special code? I don't want you to be doing breakout special code. I want you to be doing match special. Haha. That also failed. Count. Because this doesn't exist. Makes sense. Breakout 2D doesn't exist. So take all this and comment it out. And also this. Now what? Match special. Oh, go to breakout special, get this mess. I should really pull those into like a reusable class. Okay, there we go. There's our start. Next up, when we are readying it up, match target for I in range 13. No, let's say 2. Match target dot duplicate new coin equals that, and then match target dot add sibling new coin, and also new coin, which is a path follow 2D, progress ratio equals 1.0 divided by coin count, except no, I plus 1. Okay. Let's start with 5, see what happens. Not seeing it. I added it to the scene. Where is it? No, really though. Where is it? Path. They're there. Their progress is not set. Progress ratio is supposed to be 1 plus. What is I here? All right, print this then. How about that? Is it because I added sibling? No, that shouldn't be it. It's okay, 0 across the board. Coin count is 5, that's why. This is doing integer division. Try it again. Spread it out. Yep. We're gonna hear this thump a lot, so get used to it. Still 0. Print this. It's got to be an issue with it setting it, right? Yes, it is. Okay, good. Ish. Maybe it's the order of it being set. Hey, okay. All right, so that's 5 coins. Good. Now in the finale of this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe 15 coins? How busy is that? Pretty busy. We got a lot of room though. Got a lot of room we can mess with on the path. So let's take that path and stretch it out a bit, a little bit taller. I love a good combustion berry. What was the category? Pikmin 2 treasures. That makes sense. Okay, so take all these Ys. Oh wait, not the outs, but the positions. Oh, no. It is the outs. Okay. 300, 300, negative 300, negative 300, 300, 300, negative 300, negative 300. All right, so we'll make it more ovally. Additionally, let's change the position. Did I go too high? I went a little too high. Let's see how that looks. We got some cutoff here. We can fix it, but we definitely do have some cutoff. We can also take that path and move it a little bit left, bounce it out a bit. And the X position, change it to 350, I think. But yeah, the sub viewport does need to be expanded vertically a little bit. Okay. That's decent. That's decent. Now let's actually make it rotate. Coin speed. No, rotate speed. Equals. We're doing it in progress or progress ratio, like how fast it rotates. Per second. Per second, it'll go a quarter of the way around. That would be half a circle. That's too fast. Let's half that. Coins are going to be a series of path follow 2D nodes. Hello again, casual. And each time we add one of these coins, so we're going to do coins.append the initial one, as well as append the new coin. And then we're going to do for coin in coins, coin.progress ratio plus equals rotate speed times delta. What? What? Wait. What? Oh, right. Array of... Okay. Do it. Let's see some spinning. Too fast. Definitely too fast, but the idea is sound. Specifically, that they don't overlap in the middle. Yeah, we wanna seriously half that. Actually, you know what we should do, rather, is we should increment progress instead of progress ratio. Now that's going to be a lot slower, isn't it? So let's multiply that by 100. Try again. All right, getting somewhere. Speed, rotate speed. Pull it down to 300. Nope, pull it down to 100. That's it. That's the... Well, that might even be fast. Let's say 50. Okay, I think that's good. I think that's the right speed. He's fine. He'll be all right. Okay, this is looking good. Next, we need some kind of like flip animation for a coin. Well, no. Let's set the region rect on each of these. So that is just defined as index. And then I've got like a utility class for that I can use. So icon equals new coin dot get node that's the path follow. So it's gear slash status effect icon. That is a sprite 2D. Icon.region rect equals utility.get icon rect from index. And let's try this. Let's just say, give me the status effect dot icon. It's dot icon. No, it's dot index. Aha. All right. Let's see if this actually changes these, except for one. Oh. Go back to that. Yes, I suppose so. I need to add 10 to the index because of some extra overhead. Don't worry about it. It makes sense to me. 15. Let me look at it. 15 should actually be correct. What's the size of this? 100 by 100 icons? That should be right. Oh, it's set to be... Oh, okay. So, no, I need to do get region rect, index max columns, region rect. Index is plus 15, but there's only 5 columns instead of the usual 10 I use for most sprite sheets. Yeah, sleep. Sleepy, sleepy. So we want to have some kind of like animation for the coin that can flip it. Do I want the coins to be a sub-scene? I mean, it's fine either way. Just duplicate this and call this target icon. Do I have a target? PNG? Yes, I do. Boom, boom. Can't see it, but I know it's there. Please, let me see it. Thank you. Okay, well that's terrible. It needs to be scaled down a bit. Sure, that looks good. If I made this red, bullseye is usually white on the middle, right? No, red in the middle. Okay, then yeah, that could work. All right. Means the gear itself is a little bit of a weird color here. Oh wait, that's the middle one. Okay, yeah. Get rid of that. And then get rid of this. Yeah, and it's just a little gear with a target on it. That's fine. Better than fine, even. Okay. But then I want to have a variant of this. So it's gonna like flip when you hit it, and when it's like, I don't know. I don't know exactly. We'll figure it out. We're gonna figure it out. I guess add a... have like a back variant here. Well, no. What all I need to do is when it's flipped, I just toggle this and this. And maybe the color of these gear pieces, not the drop shadow, which can be in the very back, but these two. Gear sprite. So replace this with, instead of saying gear, let's just call it coin. Okay. Do That's going to have an animation player on it. And we're just going to call it flip. It can play forward or play backwards, and that's it. What does flip look like? We will do a scaling on the entire coin. Change the visibility of the icons. And change the modulation of the sprite so that the back and front have a different color. Default is target side up, which is status effects icon is not going to be visible. Target icon will be visible, and modulation color will be kind of a goldish, coiny sort of color. Okay, copy these, move these over, and we're gonna go nearest. We can do discrete on this. No, okay, we're just gonna say nearest on this. Icon is, of course, nearest because that's discrete. So linear, I guess, doesn't matter. And then scale is cubic. So right in the middle, we're gonna say that the X scale goes to 0. And that is when we switch between these different modes here. So I guess we need this to last for a pretty short while. There, and there, there, and there, there, and there. Now, how does that look if I play this animation? Play it. Good, and then backwards. I think I want to do, at the very least, faster. Didn't quite make it. I think we can give this a little bit more juice. By making it flip back and forth, right? So it flips. Flip, flip. So I need it to flip 3 times, right? Squeeze it in. Squeeze it in. Okay. Now it's a little too fast, huh? We can squeeze these closer together. Not quite touching. They don't need to actually exist. It's just to handle it going from both directions, really. Oh, well, now you can't even tell, huh? Target. Target. Oh. Where's target? Target icon visible. Oh, okay. Yep. I got these switched. Okay, there we go. So now it should be ching, ching. That works. Okay. So if we just say play it forward or play it backwards, it'll flip appropriately. It's called dot flip. When we are readying up, we're going to animation player, which is an animation player, equals coin.getNode animation player. And we're going to call play flip on each of these. Get tree, create timer, iterate through these pretty quickly. 0.1 second per, maybe 0.2. Let's just see what looks best. And wait for the timeout. After you've done all of them, give it about 2 seconds. And flip them all back. Let's take that whole thing and call that show coins at start. All right, let's do it. Show me the coins. Okay, so that's your chance to like see him real quick. Something looked really weird there. The modulation is not correct on that animation. Yep, it's doing this thing here. Same as the other ones. That needs to be backwards. Okay, try it again. Show me the coins. And then you'll get control, and then you can like actually select them. Am I gonna make you actually like aim a cursor? Or is it just like up, down, left, right to cycle between your choices? Like there's a target on whichever one you're picking or something. That might be easier. Do I want to put a time limit on it? I think this is going to be a sufficiently challenging special move. So I still need to come up with a good idea for how to get gear power back. I'm floating some ideas in my head. What I want to avoid is farming enemies. But really, that should only be a problem in like the sort of randomized roguelike mode that I'm thinking of adding. I want it to be more of a puzzle on how to manage it. I guess it's okay if you farm it, but I want to discourage that because it's not fun. It's not fun to say, I'm going to go get in some fights against weak enemies specifically so that I'm ready for this fight that I actually want to go do. But I'm not really sure how to make that work. It could scale with level. Because right now, the amount of XP you get per enemy goes down the higher your level is. And so I could say that, like, roughly, you know, for every 10 XP you earn, you fill up 1 gear point for special moves. Something like, you know, the balance, we'd have to figure that out, but something like that. 1,000 Year Door balanced it around, you would earn back star point or your star power by doing action commands well, like landing the action commands and blocking correctly, and then some extra little tactics that you could use to get a little bit extra, which is fine. But that does mean that you could, like, earn some and then run away and repeat until your runaway timer was prohibitively difficult. Okay, wait a second. Uh-oh. Just realizing something. Is this why duplicate is a bad idea? No, this is fine. Okay, never mind. We're fine. He's not a 3D model, which makes it much weirder to visualize. Like, it's a flat sprite in the world. Bouncing off 3D models, totally. 2D, it gets a little bit fuzzy because he's a bear, you see. Okay, so this is probably good. Whew. 6, 7. So yeah, that's 14 and 1 extra, which is bad. 1 that you don't want. How do we represent that? What's the bad one? I could just do an X, just a no. Where do I put that then? Also, do you have to match the 2 with the 2 and the 1 with the 1? I don't know. I don't know. Probably. Maybe what it'll be is that you tally up and then you half. So if you get a 2 and a 2, that's 4. We half it. And that's down to 2 turns worth. If you pick up a 1 and a 2, that's 3, you half it, we round either way, and that's how much you've earned. Oh, he's having a dream. Little doggy dream. Okay. What next? What next? We need to make our little shuffle happen here. So we're gonna ready it up. Pool. For effect in status effects, pool dot append effect twice. And then at the end, pool dot append nothing. Nothing. Okay, so we'll append one random. Is there a shuffle? You know what? There sure is, because I made a shuffle function that does just this. Welcome in, Katu. I hope I'm pronouncing that well. Shuffle the pool. And now we're going to pull from the pool. Progress ratio is going to increment by I. The corresponding effect for each coin is going to be... How far into the dev are you? About a year and a half in this one project. I picked something... This is not my first game to make. This is not my first game to actually put on Steam. This has been... We're on the Dream Project. This is the project that I've been putting off because, like, oh, I don't really have the skills for it yet. I feel like I'm there. I have the skills for it. I'm ready to do it. And so that's what we're doing. We're making it happen. It is a, it's an RPG in the style of Paper Mario. We're working on one special move. That's the general look of the game. Where does this take me? I don't actually know where that's gonna take me. Oh, there we go. Oh yeah, we got shops, we got items, we got battle system, scene transitions. It's all there. We got horses. Yeah, it's been a bit. The actual battle system and stuff didn't take that long. Like, I'd say under a month to get the battle system working. What's taking a long time is I keep wanting to add, you know, more enemies, and every enemy needs art, and also they need a list of moves that is specific to that enemy to make it interesting. I could reuse attacks between enemies, but that's not as cool. And so I've really gotten myself into a bind with just having to make 100 different things for every time I want to add something to the game. And so I'm adding one new attack that the player can use. And it's a doozy. Let's see here. New coin progress ratio. A horse flying. There is a horse flying an airplane. And it won't be too long until we get to the minecart minigame. I think maybe next week or the week after we'll do the minecart minigame, get that started. I've got the general idea of how I want to implement it. I'm going to use some Path 3D nodes and a little bit of hit detection on some area 3Ds so that you can switch tracks when you get close enough to them. As far as what you're actually going to do in the minecart beyond just jumping and attaching to cart tracks, I don't know. Yeah, you're actually right on the money. That's just about what we've been stuck with. The actual engine for... There were some systems that were so big and daunting, but then once I dove into it, it's like, okay, that wasn't so bad. It's like dialogue, like being able to walk up to an NPC, talk to them, have branching choices, have different dialogue based on certain conditions. That was kind of scary, but no, it was fine. It looks great. I even drew my own font. But then, the dawning realization, I have to write dialogue. I have to write thousands of lines of dialogue. This is an RPG. It's gonna have dialogue. But yeah, battle system I think was the most fun, and I got very creative on how I did it. It hasn't bitten me too hard yet. It's basically a queue system, but it is a list of queues that each operate independently, because sometimes things are going to happen at the same time. So for instance, a player may do an attack, and that will queue up, okay, the player needs to walk up to the enemy, do an animation, and walk back to their home spot. But when the enemy gets hurt, they need to queue up, I need to change to my hurt animation, and potentially change to a death animation, and then spew out some little particle effects. And so I need both of those cues to be happening at the same time, so I can just append new cues of actions to happen. About 20 is hot. Yeah. Let's see, how long have I... It's blurry. It's like I've not sold a game until a few years ago, I guess. Maybe like 2 or 3 years ago was the first time I ever bothered to actually try to sell a game. And it did fine. I mean, I'm not quit my day job or anything. But yeah, making games, if a computer has to be involved in some way, then you could technically say that I've been making games since I got my TI-83 Plus graphing calculator back in 2001 or so. Because that did come with a basic programming language built into it. And gosh, I played with that a lot, making games on a calculator. None of them were good, but gosh, it got me interested in the process a lot. Oh, sorry guys. I ran out. I've gone through my entire water bottle. Okay, one of these coins is going to use a completely different icon. Typically, we're going to use pool sub I to get which status effect we're looking at. Oh, I didn't think about that. I did occasionally use a Game Shark, but it was magic to me. I was very young at the time. Oh, Mac, no, those are just editing memory addresses. So don't ask me how they did it back in the day, before the era of like message boards. Well, I guess late 90s, yeah, but like early 90s, it's like those communities must be tiny. But yeah, it's like, how do you determine what this one memory address out of tens of thousands does? It's like, yes, this changes the palette used specifically by Charge and Chuck in Super Mario World. It's like, oh, great, cool. Okay, so we're gonna grab the effect. Boom. If that effect is not null, then we're gonna do this. Effect dot index, is that what the status effect uses? Yes, index. And that's gonna get our icon index. Otherwise, it's gonna be the default, I suppose. Okay, so this I think is good. I think this is reasonable because you can be like, okay, I see the ones I want, and then you grab those matches. And then if you get lucky, then maybe you're going to get a few extras. I don't know how many misses to allow. Oh, that's awesome. I'm absolutely fascinated by old game software. Just the way that it worked on such an intense level. Like learning about the HDMA stuff from, because Dupu loves using HDMA in his ROM hacks. The way that you could get those scrolling background effects, not the parallax stuff, but like where the top of the background moves at a different rate from the bottom of the background to give that illusion of additional depth. That's such an incredible trick, and it's not something that was like widely used. It's just, hey, we figured out that since we're drawing these scan lines, what if we start offsetting at certain horizontal values, then we can get these cool effects. And they just ran, gosh, that's so cool. I really like building engines, I've found. The last really long-running project I did was a 2D platformer that was like, let's say vaguely Mario Maker. Platformer game with lots of like items and gadgets, but it's really all about building levels and sharing those. The whole physics engine from the ground up was just JavaScript. Don't ask me why I built it in the browser. I built it for browser use, and I really wish I hadn't. I just thought it would be funny. And I was doing a lot of JavaScript at work at the time, so I was like, let's see what kind of crazy stuff we can get up to with just vanilla JavaScript. But you know what really sucks with physics engines on platformers? Slopes. Slopes break everything. The world would be so much easier were it not for slopes. Do I have a Do I have a get icon? Boom, right there. Specifically what I need. I just gotta figure out. Oh, it's utility dot. Because that gets the exact. Now, what does that give me? That gives me a texture. No, that gives me an entire icon, an entire sprite 2D. Ah ha ha. Oh. I can grab the texture from that. I don't want to replace the other flags. Now, about that, what am I getting? I want the red X, 10, 20, 30, 40, 47. Nope. That didn't work. Look, it's fine. It's fine. It makes sense when you really think about it. It's the order of the operations. It's type coercion. It makes sense in the sense of, like, historically, for what it was initially designed for. Yeah, absolutely. You're wanting to pull a value from a input box and do a little bit of math on it and then spit that out somewhere. Then yeah, you're going to want to coerce that number. You want to coerce the value of the input box to a number type. Sure. Now, of course, it sucks for modern web stuff. Luckily, we have like 50 different frameworks you can use, so we're good. Let's do this. I think this is what we need. I don't want to overwrite the entire icon. There we go. Cool. And then I'm like, okay, I need that one and that one. And then you go beep, 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 bloop, boop, 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 bloop. And most likely you were only looking at one of these. And then you're just hoping to get lucky. Because my feeling is that this move is going to be used against bosses, but only because you're trying to fish out the stop status effect. Because stop is extremely powerful. Okay, this is pretty good. The next steps, and this is going to have to be Friday stuff, because I'm going to work on some other stuff on Thursday, I think, off stream. Friday, I'm going to continue working on this move, and we're going to make it so that you can actually select icons, look for matches. We want to record the matches over here. This is where I love to put these little things. I don't know how we'll do it. Like, maybe we'll just stack up the gear icons over here when you get a match. And then the finale is just pipe those results over to a move that actually like sends those status effects to the enemies. Minus resistances. Do not forget resistances. And that'll be that. Easy peasy. And then a week or two from now, we'll work on the minecart stuff. Memory management, strictly type system. Yeah, I get it. I get it. I bounce back a lot between C# and JavaScript stuff, and at work, they also make me do a bunch of VB.NET, which is really, really fun. Let's see here. Who is on tonight? Imp. Oh, he's working on his, he's taking another swing at the Survivor's Like, I think. No. He's doing his action RPG. Yeah. Oh, that's looking all right. Okay, hang on. He's making progress on this. I haven't gotten to raid Imp in a while. He's been a little bit on and off on stream. Imp is another Godot dev. Yeah, so this is just one special attack here that we're going to be doing. The special attacks are all much more involved than the regular attacks. Let's just, get a battle against a single pig. So like the recovery move is like this. So there are all these little mini games. For the special moves are all very big mini games that you do. So this one's like a little catch the ball thing, and the more you get, the more health and energy you get back. The other one is like a breakout, and the more things you break, the more damage it does. And then the third one is going to be a match game. The more matches, the more status effects you pile on the enemy team. The regular moves are much simpler. They're just like push a button at the right time. Anyway, I gotta get out of here. Guys, thank you all for hanging out. I will be back Friday. Don't forget, bonus stream on the 29th and something special on the 27th. What's it gonna be? I don't know.